In honor of Women's History Month, we are celebrating local women who have made their marks right here in Southern California. NBC4's Angie Crouch introduces us to Esther Pratt, one of the founders of the Holocaust Museum, Los Angeles.
You might not be familiar with the name Esther Pratt, but if you've been to the Holocaust Museum Los Angeles, you know her legacy. Pratt, along with Masha Lowen, was part of the original team of Holocaust survivors that founded the museum in 1961 as a place to honor their loved ones, house precious artifacts, and educate future generations.
She understood there needed to be a space for people to come together, to mourn, to educate, to commemorate. And this is at a time when, we didn't even have an understanding of PTSD or traumatic memory.
Prior to World War II, Esther Pratt was one of only 2 female lawyers in her hometown in Poland before the Nazis invaded. Most of her family was killed, and she and her sister Tamara were forced into a labor camp. They were among thousands of Jews who worked in a munitions factory before eventually being liberated by U.S. soldiers in 1945. Pratt later testified against Nazi officials and defended Jews who were charged as collaborators. After moving to Los Angeles in 1953, Pratt continued her work as a community activist, collecting Holocaust artifacts and making sure victims were not forgotten.
She was not somebody who stayed at home in the kitchen doing traditional women's things in the 1950s of America. She was really a force to be reckoned with and really a leader.
Pratt continued to educate others about the Holocaust until her death in 1985. While Holocaust Museum LA is temporarily closed due to the pandemic, the museum will honor Esther Pratt tomorrow afternoon at 4 with an online ceremony and virtual tour of the archive she helped preserve. To attend, just go to holocaustmuseumla.org.
To really have this opportunity to say, look, there are incredible female leaders during this time. Honoring and championing their legacy, I think, is key in understanding what Women's History Month really does mean.
Angie Crouch, NBC4 News.